Hi, welcome to Coffee Break with Researchers. Today, we are at the Geography of Innovation Conference in Stavanger in Norway, and I'm having a coffee break with Valentina Meliciani. She's a professor of industrial economics at the Department of Business and Management at Lewis University in Italy. Coffee Break with Researchers presents you with cutting-edge insights on regional development and innovation. We ask researchers directly and in a personal manner about their work. We make scientific knowledge accessible to all. Valentina, thank you very much for accepting this invitation to have a coffee break with me. How are you doing?
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure for us too to have you here. I want to talk with you about the paper you wrote in which you investigate the role of knowledge-based capital for participation and value appropriation in global value chain. Could you please tell me what the paper was about?
Yes, so first of all, let me just tell something about knowledge-based capital. So it is quite a broad concept. It starts from R&D, research and development, but it is much more inclusive. So we are studying the impact of many different assets that are related to knowledge, including, for example, design, including organizational capital, training, and branding, and how they contribute to allow countries and industry to take part in the international division of labor, and especially in value appropriation. So the idea is that while it could be easy to participate in global value chains, not all countries, not all firms will gain from this participation. And there will be uneven distribution of gains that will be strongly related to the ownership of intangible assets or knowledge-based capital. So this is the main idea of the paper.
So could you please define the key notion of knowledge-based capital for me?
Yes, there are all those assets where you basically use knowledge and you create knowledge at the same time. So as in the case of organizational capital or in the case of design. So they are all assets that are not the physical normal assets that the literature has investigated more in the past, like equipment or infrastructure, but they are more related to intangible investment.
And which ones are your main findings?
The main findings are that across Europe, we were looking at especially advanced countries. There is a very uneven distribution of these intangible assets, and the countries that invest more in this kind of capital are able to take part to global value chains and especially to gain in terms of the amount of value added that is created in the value chain that goes to that particular country. And therefore, it's really important to carry out that type of investment.
I am also interested in the personal motivation that drove you to write this paper.
Okay, I come from studies on innovation. I was doing my PhD several years ago in SPRU, University of Sussex. So I've been studying for a very long time the role of innovation for economic growth, for international competitiveness. Then I met Cecilia Jona-Lasinio, that is a co-author of this paper, that has a long experience in the measurement of intangible assets. She has been working with Carol Corrado on international projects, and they were producing this very new and interesting data that were making it possible to have a measurement of these assets that was not available before. And so this motivated our research.
Very interesting. Thank you for sharing. And finally, could you please tell me key policy implications of your paper?
Yeah, the key policy implications are, especially we were highlighting the situation of some Mediterranean countries, like our country, for example, Italy, but also Spain, Greece, that if you look at the statistics over time, they have not followed the other country to the same extent in investing in this kind of capital, the intangible capital. And these countries have lost a lot in terms of labor productivity, and even if they participate in global value chain, they are really not able to benefit too much from this participation. So the policy implication is that we should find some policy tools allowing, stimulating private and public investment in this kind of assets if we want to relaunch productivity and gains from participation in global value chains in these countries.
That's indeed very important, and thank you very much for those insightful findings and for explaining them. And thank you once again for having the nice chat with me, and I wish you all the best for your future research.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for watching. If you're interested in more details about this academic publication, you can find here the link below. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Perfect. We have 6 minutes, so